Hello everybody, it's Christina here. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of just a deck walkthrough, I'm going to show you some of the decks that I modded this month. I have several of them here, so I'm going to try to not have this video be 8,000 years long. Welcome to March Modness! Okay, so it's just an incredibly corny pun for March Madness. I spent a lot of time in retail, and for some reason, March Madness is just how every store, at least in Canada, used to anyway, advertise sales. They would call it March Madness. So I thought I was quite clever calling it March Modness because I don't know, I happen to mod a lot of decks this month. We're going to start with the Tattoo Tarot, which for anybody who knows this deck already can already tell what I've done to it here. This deck, I'll try to post a picture somewhere in here, but this deck had super thick borders. And why? You know? So this is one of the cards that is now borderless. In whatever example I've attached here, you'll see that there used to be really thick black lines all around and just like way too much edge. Way too much. So I wanted to free the art up a little bit. You can still see some of the black outline, but I wanted to have the art breathe a little bit. Sort of like when you go into a tattoo shop and you see flash on the wall, you don't see it surrounded by a bold black line. You just see all the flash sort of like on a sheet. Anyway, so I feel like the art can just breathe so much more than before when it had those crazy thick lines and then the huge border. This deck lives in my purse. This is my purse deck. I don't go out that often, honestly. I'm pretty much a homebody. I work from home, but I do go out sometimes, and it's just nice to have a deck in my bag. And more often than not, I'm getting tattooed. Oh wow, why do I keep doing that? So it's nice to have the Tattoo Tarot because the art is pretty awesome. And somewhere in here is the Queen of Swords, and it's just the nicest Queen of Swords I think I've ever seen. I like the Knight too, the Knight of Cups. Oh, I love the Queen of Wands too. There she is. She was like, look where she was. She's almost at the end. It's always like that every time I'm looking for a specific card. Anyway, this is the Queen of Swords, and I love her so much. She's probably one of my favorite queens for swords. And my Tattoo Tarot lives in this super cute snake bag that I got for free with some other deck that I bought off of Etsy, and it didn't match the deck at all, but I loved the snakes, so I just kept it and hung on to it until I could find a deck that would suit it, which was the Tattoo Tarot in the end. Next up, we're going to have a look at the Loputyn Oracle. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, I won't lie. I get a lot of my bags from Peggy Papez, Sparks Creations. I will link it down below. I shop at another place called Threads with Charms, and then another one, Second Life Magic. So I'll link them all down below because these are very talented creators. So if you need deck bags, that's the place. So Loputyn, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Oracle. This is a very special deck, and I have a very special purpose for it, one that I am not going to disclose on here. But this deck, for those of you who know it, is sort of, the art is very anime, manga, and they don't have any sort of keywords on them. And I like guidebooks. I use guidebooks, but I don't want to have to need the guidebook. So first of all, I edged it in this blue, and what you're seeing here, this is not the whole deck. I had to take a number of them out because a number of them are very X-rated, and you know, I'm new. I don't want YouTube to just hate me right off the bat. So these are the backs. They are fully reversible. So I did go through and I put the name at least for each card. So a lot of these cards focus on this very feminine figure, and it's not always the same girl throughout. Sometimes it's a different looking girl, but the idea is she's got some sort of wolf energy or a wolf spirit following her, and I guess it's up to you how you want to interpret that. I put at least one keyword, at least the title of the card, on each card. So this one is vulnerability. I'm not going to show all of them to you. I just want to show some of them. So you can see, you know, the wolf spirit. Sometimes he can look a little bit creepy, but sometimes not. It just depends how you're reading it. So this one was, I want to celebrate. And I just put extra keywords just depending on what the description said. This one is unconditional love. Protection. This was one of my favorite ones that I modded. I put the little rune for protection. I draw this everywhere all the time, so it's cool to throw it on here. Joy. The power of memories. Wealth. Prosperity, and then I put Fehu here, the rune for wealth. Trust. Genealogy, heredity, fate. The unknown, beyond the threshold. See, some of the cards are a little bit dark too, which I don't know, I love it. I think this is so great. So surprise, it's something unexpected, something positive, or something negative. Power. Escape from yourself. And one more. So fog, voices in your head, and I think I have another, yeah. Illusions. So this is a super cool deck. I really like it. Like I said, it fits a very specific purpose for me, and it's perfect for that. I love it. Anyways, so that's what I did with that. Next up, I want to talk about the Galactic Star Tarot, which I just did a video on a few weeks ago. And in that video, I talked about not having something to pair it with. And then the week that I was using it, I had something a little bit traumatizing happen to me. I don't want to talk about it. But it was the first week that I was using this deck, and I didn't know what to pair with it. So I just grabbed a deck that's meant for healing, and they just happened to work super well together. It's not a pairing that I would have ever done by myself. Like I never would have gone, ooh, these two match. But they did. So I'm going to show you, because it does drive me nuts when I don't have an oracle that'll match the tarot that I'm using. So first of all, I did mod this deck. In the end, I used this insane Sharpie that I found. It came in like a set of six colors, and they're just called like pop, glam pop. I forget. Maybe I'll see if I can find them. I'll put like a picture of the packaging. And it's just this insane blue that just matches it so friggin' well. I love it. I made a good choice here. So I'm including this deck because I wanted to show you how I edged it in the end. And then I'm also including it because I want to show you the accidental pairing that I have discovered and I'm very pleased with. So this is the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, which is one of those sort of collage-y, spacey looking decks. And there are a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them in my collection, but none of them match the way this one does. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. And I did mod this one a few months ago. I used a mixture of, for half the cards I did this cool sort of teal Sharpie, and then for the rest of them I did a silver Sharpie. I wanted it to look messy, sort of like maybe it was found in a watery cave. Anyways, so I'm gonna show you now. I think they match super well. Maybe it's just that week I was going through something and they both spoke to me so well that I was like, oh my God, maybe these match forever. But I don't know, they do. It's a planetary wave, and it does give you some keywords here as well underneath the title. Soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team, with the star, which is, you know, hope, and the Ace of Swords. Okay, so I have 3 more decks I want to look at, and I'm going to do these 2 first. And save the other one for last because it's the newest one in my collection. So these are 2 Lucy Cavendish oracles with artwork by Jasmine Becker-griffith. These are old. These are very like old world oracles. Let's see if I can find a year on these things. This one is from 2010, and then this one is 2011. So I was going to sell these, and I struggle sometimes with selling certain decks because I'll take pictures. I'll be like, yes, I want to sell this. And then I'll take pictures of the cards and I'm like, no, I don't want to sell this. And so this one, these two had hideous borders. I don't like borders. Can you tell? I cut them right off the tattoo tarot. It changed everything for me. And then I cut the borders off of these two as well. So I will show you what they used to look like with the borders, and you tell me, you know, what you think. So the first one we'll look at is the Oracle of the Shapeshifters. And so it's on the very old cardstock that's like insanely shiny. This used to have a horrendous yellow border. So what I like about this, and these are the backs, so cute. What I like about these is there's a different animal on all of them. And there's a title and a keyword. Brother Raccoon, a safe place for you to go. The Butterfly Ferrets, I am reborn. And I have a lot of animal tarot. Look how nice this is. Look how vibrant this is. And without the border, for me, this just really transformed everything. Bats in the Belfry, you can achieve great things. Beauty and the Beast, you need some space in a relationship. Snow White and her animal friends, you inspire trust and confidence. Hedgehog Love, Alice in a Sea of Tears, the Golden Phoenix. So like, and in a lot of her decks, the artwork does get repeated. I know that. Okay, but it doesn't take anything away from me. So I love this. You've got creatures of all kinds. The guidebook is really nice. And like I said, cutting off those borders just changed everything. So I love this deck. I love it now. It goes with all my animal decks too. It's very nice. It's very cute. Look at this. This is one of the cards that made me buy the deck to begin with. Alice and Snow White. It's a unicorn. The Black Cat, Lost Magic, Atonement, Rebalance. I did also edge these guys. Black Sharpie, oh my God. Black Sharpie is the way to go sometimes. Most times, I would say Black Sharpie is the way to go. Next one is the Oracle of Shadows and Light. So this actually had a double border. This border I love very much. I don't know if you guys have ever played Alice Madness Returns, but it just reminds me of all the steampunk levels, and it's like one of my favorite video games of all time. Edged in black. These are the backs. Not reversible at all, but whatever. I don't read those, so that's fine. So we've got Ghosts in the Pumpkin Patch. This one is a little bit more dark fairy for me. Fairy of the Divine Hand, and I mean, fairy is in a lot of the titles. Look at this. This card is spectacular. I love this. I'm partial, of course, to ocean things, as you know. Snow Angel, out trick-or-treating. We're here. Come on. This is amazing. I couldn't sell this. I tried. I have an Etsy store. I don't talk about it much on here. I always link it in the down below the description box, but I don't want you guys to feel like I'm being like, buy my stuff, because whatever. But I do have an Etsy store, and I did have these two listed for like 5 days, and I'm like, every time somebody would be like liking the posting, it would like hurt me a little bit, so I had to take it down. I'm not selling these, no way. Dried Flower Fairy, Winged Seer, you see clearly, clairvoyance. I am Kali, from Death Comes Rebirth. Marie Masquerade, Glamour, Intrigue, Drama. Mildew Fairy, Cleanup Time. It's profound, man. I'm telling you, like, it's so nice. What do I pair this with? That is the question, isn't it? You could pair this with anything. Hush Tarot. Hush Tarot is beautiful with this. I don't have her tarot deck. I just have her, I have a lot of her oracle decks, I won't lie. Sewer Mermaid, your sensuality is beautiful. The description in the guidebook for that card especially is wonderful. Strange Valentine, love is strange. I love this. Look at this. Death in the Maiden, invasion, boundaries violated, dominance. So they're cute, big-eyed girl dolls, but the messages are serious. Anyway, these are readily available on Amazon still if you're interested. I'm going to link everything down below. The last deck I'm going to show you is the newest addition to my collection. This is going to be the Lacrimosa Tarot. And I had this bag sort of lying around without purpose. And I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, let me know, but I feel like it matches it perfectly somehow because it feels very, I don't know, Renaissance? I don't know. But anyway, this is the Lacrimosa Tarot that everybody is talking about right now. So I'm sure I'm not the only one. This is my first deck I've ever ordered from Make Playing Cards. And I don't know if they're all like this. That's interesting. You can see already, I just got this and it's somehow scratched up already, which I don't care. It's fine. It wouldn't be fine if I was planning on ever selling this deck, but that's never happening because if you've seen this, then you know, like you don't sell this. It's stunning. So a deck curated and edited by Rose Bay Tarot. So what she's done is she's taken classic art, all from the 1600s, the 1700s, and she's cropped them and added black backgrounds to just hyper focus on what she's trying to show in these cards. So I edged it in black. You can get it pre-edged in a red foil or a silver foil. But I feel like, for me anyway, that would tacky up the deck almost. I don't know. I think black on black is nice. I could have edged it in red Sharpie. I did think about that, but whatever. I like the black. So I am going to be doing a separate video for this. I am, because I have a few really good pairings for it as well that I wanted to show. But I wanted to show this because I have modded it, so it counts. So there's no titles on the majors, but you can get a titled version. I just didn't want the titles on the majors. So like I said, I'm going to do a dedicated video. I'm just going to show a few here for the people who don't end up watching my dedicated video. So the minors do have the names. It's just so nice. Look at the 5 of Swords. Ah, there's a snake. I don't know. I think this deck is really nice. It's fantastic. I didn't have the power to say no, so I didn't. Look at the High Priestess. Stop it. Thank you so much for checking out my amazing deck modifications, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.